Welcome to the era of the artificial dawn. In the year 2026, the most effective prison is not made of concrete walls or iron bars, but of specific, aggressive frequencies of blue light. I am Dr. Julian Thorne, and today we are going to perform a radical deconstruction of the Photonic Cage. You have been led to believe that your eyes are mere cameras, passive observers of the world around you, tools to navigate the digital landscape. This is a lethal deception. Your eyes are, in biological reality, the only part of your central nervous system that is located outside of your skull. They are sophisticated environmental sensors, biological antennas that dictate the entire hormonal output of your organism. But in the 2026 grid, these sensors have been hijacked. Through the omnipresent flicker of LED screens and the toxic blue glare of a world that never sleeps, the system is performing a daily lobotomy on your circadian biology. They are stealing your sun, and in its place, they have given you a flickering neon leash that keeps your dopamine receptors screaming for a reality that no longer exists. Observe the global collapse of human sleep, the epidemic of chronic fatigue, and the rise of a zombie state consciousness. This is not a coincidence of the technological age, it is a photonic harvest. By flooding your retinas with high-energy blue light long after the natural sun has set, the system effectively suppresses your production of melatonin, the master repair molecule and the primary antioxidant of the human brain. Without melatonin, you are not just tired, you are biologically defenseless. Your cells cannot repair their damaged DNA, your brain cannot flush its toxic metabolic waste, and your sovereign will begin to dissolve into a haze of digital compliance. The 2026 grid wants you in a perpetual state of Flicker-Vertigo, a disorientation where the boundary between the natural cycle and the artificial simulation is completely erased. In this episode, we will deconstruct the Photonic Cage protocol. We will discuss the alchemy of the red spectrum and the tactical reclamation of your optical sovereignty. It is time to stop looking at their world and start seeing the light for what it truly is, a weapon of mass distraction. To master the Photonic Cage, you must understand the suprachiasmatic nucleus, the master clock located deep within your hypothalamus. This biological clock does not tell time by looking at a watch, it tells time by interpreting the quality of light hitting your retinas. In the primordial past, the sunrise provided the blue and infrared frequencies that told your body to produce cortisol and wake up. The sunset provided the orange and red frequencies that told your body to rest. But in the year 2026, this ancient language has been corrupted. Your screens are shouting noon at your brain at 2 o'clock in the morning. This creates a state of internal temporal chaos. Your body is trying to digest food, repair muscle, and consolidate memory all at the wrong times. You are a biological machine whose timing gears have been stripped by the unrelenting glare of the liquid crystal display. This is the physiological foundation of modern depression. Your brain no longer knows what time it is in the universe. The system thrives on your desynchronization. A human whose circadian rhythm is shattered is a human whose executive function is paralyzed. You become impulsive, hungry for low-quality glucose, and emotionally volatile, the perfect consumer for the 2026 grid. The flicker rate of modern LED lighting, often invisible to the naked eye, creates a constant stress response in the brain, forcing your nervous system into a state of high-frequency jitter. You are living in a strobe light reality that prevents the deep, slow-wave states required for true psychological integration. The Photonic Cage is designed to keep you in the shallow end of consciousness, where you are too agitated to think deeply but too exhausted to resist. Reclaiming your optical sovereignty begins with the realization that every photon you allow into your eye is a command. You must choose which commander you follow, the ancient, life-giving sun, or the flickering blue ghost of the digital apparatus. The most devastating front of the light war is fought in the hours of darkness. Melatonin is often called the vampire hormone because it can only be produced in the absence of light. But in the 2026 grid, true darkness is a rare luxury. The blue light emitted by your devices is specifically tuned to the 450 nanometer range, the exact frequency that the human eye interprets as peak daylight. When you look at your phone in bed, you are not just checking a notification, you are sending a biological stop order to your pineal gland. This creates a state of biological midnight where your eyes are closed, but your cells think it is midday. The result is a shallow, fragmented sleep that fails to clear the adenosine from your brain. You wake up feeling like a ghost of yourself because your internal cleanup crew was never allowed to start their shift. This melatonin blockade is a calculated move by the harvesters. Melatonin is a potent anti-cancer agent and a critical regulator of immune function. By depriving the population of deep, dark-induced sleep, the system ensures a populace that is physically fragile and mentally clouded. They have replaced the healing darkness with a blue light haze that keeps your brain in a state of perpetual alertness, even when you are supposedly resting. This is why the modern world feels like a fever dream. We are a species of sleep-deprived hallucinations, wandering through a photonic prison of our own making. To break out of this cage, you must treat darkness as a sacred resource. You must militantly protect your eyes from the artificial blue shift after the sun goes down. If you do not create your own darkness, the system will ensure you never truly wake up. The antidote to the photonic cage is found in the forgotten spectrum of light, the red and near-infrared. In the natural world, the sun provides a massive dose of infrared light alongside its visible rays. This infrared light is the healing balm that counteracts the stress induced by blue light. It penetrates deep into your tissues, stimulating the mitochondria to produce more energy and reducing systemic inflammation. But the artificial lights of 2026 have been stripped of this red spectrum. They are cold, harsh, and biologically abrasive. To reclaim your health, you must perform the alchemy of red. You must flood your environment with the warm, stabilizing frequencies that the digital grid has discarded. This is the first step in the Thorne protocol for optical restoration, the return to firelight and the shielding of the nocturnal eye. By using red-shifted lighting in the evening and wearing specialized blue-blocking lenses, you are performing a tactical retreat from the light war. You are allowing your pineal gland to breathe again. You will feel the shift almost immediately, a deep, heavy tiredness that is natural and restorative, followed by a level of morning clarity that feels like a forgotten superpower. This is the reclamation of your sovereign morning. When you align your biology with the natural photonic cycles of the Earth, you exit the flicker-vertigo of the masses. You gain the ability to sustain focus while others are drifting in the digital fog. The system cannot influence a mind that is fully rested and biologically synchronized. The red spectrum is your armor, the infrared is your medicine. Use them to rebuild the walls of your internal sanctuary. As we conclude this dissection of the photonic cage, realize that your sight is the most contested territory in the 2026 conflict. The battle for your mind begins with the light that enters your eye. The global harvesters want you staring into the blue abyss until your biological clocks are shattered and your will is spent. But you now hold the tactical blueprint to break the bars of this flickering prison. You are not a passive consumer of photons, you are a master of gas exchange and light frequency. Your eyes are the windows through which your sovereign soul interacts with the material world. Do not let them be clouded by the artificial glare of a collapsing civilization. Protect your retinas, embrace the darkness, and find your power in the ancient rhythms of the sun. I am Dr. Julian Thorne, and the protocol for your optical awakening is now active. From this moment on, treat every screen as a potential frequency weapon. Militantly protect your circadian rhythm. Seek the sun at dawn, and embrace the red fire at dusk. Watch as the zombie fog of the 2026 grid lifts from your mind, replaced by a crystalline vision that sees through the flickering lies of the apparatus. The age of the blue light slave is coming to an end. The age of the photonic master begins now. Close your eyes to their simulation, and open them to the truth of your own biology. The sun is rising, and this time, it is yours to command. Operation Photonic Shield is now active. Step into the light of your own making.